So, I'm pretty sure we have all seen what's going on in Venezuela. Trump has gone into their country, taken their leader, arrested him. Venezuela currently does not have a leader. And Venezuela is obviously very happy about this. They are celebrating, dancing, cooking good food, I'm sure. But should they? Should they feel happy about this? Because now Trump, I guess, is planning on putting a Democratic leader in power, and it's looking like it's going to be a Jewish lady of some kind. Not entirely sure about the name, but I wouldn't be too excited about that because it looks like you're going to be corrupt again, but corrupt in a first world way rather than a third world way. Because the dictator you had, he was Venezuelan. He was proud to be Venezuelan, I'm sure. He just didn't really know what he was doing, to be honest with you. And he isolated Venezuela, and they didn't really utilize resources properly. Now Venezuela is going to become a nation, I guess, that is going to trade, not be an isolationist anymore. And America's going to come in and apparently take the oil, which I'm not totally against that as long as we improve and continue to liberate Venezuela. If we don't continue to liberate these people, we're just exploiting this nation. And that's bad and pretty Jewish. Now, let's talk about Colombia. Let's talk about other countries in South America. Should Trump take it a step further and go for Colombia's leader? Would the Colombian people be happy about that? I'm not entirely sure. Do they like their leader? I don't really know. But it is another example of people who just really aren't on this basis of enlightenment and innovation and engineering. Their family unit is off the charts. They're having plenty of kids, and I'm sure they're very, very happy. They're living a Christian life. Not all of them, but most of these people. And they're good people with good families and good food, good music, good culture. But clearly there's something lacking in the Department of Engineering and Innovation. They need some assistance there, I think. So there's no issue in assisting these countries, and in return, America gains some sort of benefit. It's a partnership. That's really what it is at the end of the day. When the United States partners with Latin nations, or comes in and uses the resources and helps Latin nations, is nothing new. The fifth president of the United States, James Monroe, made the Monroe Doctrine, which basically stated that we're the only country that is allowed to have a footprint or a mark in any of the nations in the Americas, including the Caribbean, South America, Central America, all of it, even Canada, I believe. We're the only country that is allowed to have a mark. So that also feels like an obligation. If a country is falling behind, and a country definitely could be using resources better, there's no, tyranny in coming in and helping them figure out how to exploit these resources. And that would also give them jobs and help them work, you know? And if it sounds bad for, a country of people comes in and, finds a way to exploit all the resources and then makes all the people of that country take those resources, it sounds horrible. It sounds like slavery. But if the country's improving, if the society and civilization is improving, and, not only the United States would get some of the oil, but Venezuela would also take shares from the oil and it would increase their value as a nation, does it really sound that bad? No. So I think it's a perspective thing, and obviously there is a way to fuck this up. Like, Trump could definitely fuck this up tomorrow, but I personally think this is a great opportunity to liberate Venezuela and make sure that Venezuela uses the resources properly and, kind of help them improve through all of that process.